Hello everyone, welcome to the next lecture on the probability and statistics. Today we will discuss about what is the convergence in the probability, what is the weak and the strong law of the large numbers and corresponding multiple choice questions. Myself Dr. Garg, working in the School of Mathematics, Thapar Institute, India. So we can firstly quickly recall that what is the convergence in the probability, what is the weak law of the large numbers and so on. So a sequence of the random variable xi is said to be the convergence in the probability if either of these conditions is satisfied, that is xn minus alpha, whatever the value of the alpha. If the probability is 1, then we can say this is convergence in the probability, and we can write it as xn converges to this alpha in probability. So we can write p as the subscript as n approaches infinity. Second definition is that that is the almost sure convergence, which is related to the strong law of the large number, that if you have the two sequences, that xn and xs, and when you find the limit as n approaches infinity and find the probability, if it is equality 1, exactly 1, then we can say this is xn converges to the s almost surely. And this convergence definition will help to define the strong law of the large number. That is, if you have the sequence of the IID having the finite mean, then what is the sample mean, it converges almost surely to their mu. Mu is nothing but the mean of each one. Also, we can define the strong law of the large number by this way, that is xn minus x bar is a greater than epsilon is a finite value are there. Then we can say xn converges to the x almost surely. And finally, what is the weak law of the large number? That the average will converge to the average of their samples are there, provided their finite variance should be a finite value. Another thing is that we have the three major requirements for the weak law of the large number. The first one is expected value of each of the random variable is finite, exists, variance is exists, and bn upon n square must be approaches 0 as n approaches infinity. And this is three are remarked for you which are helpful for the MCQ. The first one is the necessary, and third one is only the sufficient conditions are there. So, or we can say the summary is that whenever you are trying for the weak law of the large number, if variable is given to you the IID, then there is enough to say e of xi exists. So whenever the weak law of the large number holds, we can say this is converges to in probability to their random numbers. So let's see, we will discuss the 20 MCQ question in this video so that you may be able to understand the concept behind that. So the first question arises here, what is given to you if xi's are given to you the IID, and this question is asked in the GATE 2000, I think 19 or 20 years are there. So if xi's are given to you the IID discrete variable having the probability mass functions are here. So which one is converges to the 0 in probability? So first of all, you have to think about that this is my discrete distribution. First of all, do you find that any of the distribution with discrete distribution which consists of the factorial and raised to power m the same thing? Yes, that's true. That's a Poisson distribution. You can see there is a x is power and x is the factorial. You can see that. Now if you compare them, and you know the property of the Poisson distribution is mean and variances are same. So can you find the mean of this? I can write this term in the form of e raised to power minus, you can see this is nothing but my lambda raised to power m. So can I write here as of this? Is this the same thing? Yes. Why? Because what is the value of this part? This is nothing but my 1 by 2. So I can see here. It means this follows the Poisson distribution. So in case of the Poisson distribution, what is the mean? Mean is nothing but lambda. So in this case, what is the lambda is log e raised to log e of 2. So the mean of the x1 is here. But since it is given that xi's are my IID, so it means the mean of the xi's are my log e of 2. Now you have to find, look at that, you have to find Sn converges something. So this has the mean log e2. Since they are the IID, so this has the mean log e2 and so on. So what is the mean of the Sn? So you can find easily that the mean of the here is this. So you can see that this is s minus 0. So you all knows that your target is to write like this. So this option is cancelled out. This option is cancelled out because we need the n also. This option is also cancelled out because we need n log of this. So the only option here is this one is the right answer. Look at the second one is there. Again, it is corresponding to that. They are the some IAD are given to you with distribution here. Can you identify that? What is that? F of x. What is the x will be my? Yes, this is my exponential distribution. And you know what is the mean of the exponential distribution is? I can write here as a 1. So the mean is my 1. Variance is 1 upon 1 square. That is again is a 1 is there. Now you have to find which is does not converges to the normal distribution. Your target is to write like this way. So if I consider as a firstly Sn, what is the mean of the Sn? So you can see xi's are IAD. The mean of the x is my 1. So this is a 1, this is 1, so the mean is n. What is the variance of the Sn is? So you can see the mean is s, so this will not be true because x minus mu is not be true. So now you can check whether the variance is, what is the variance of the S1? Again 1, this is 1, 1, 1, again is the n. So this will be my standard deviation. So you can see this, what is the standard deviation of this is here. This is 2. Now also we can look about the xn bar. What is the mean of the xn bar? So you can write like 1 by n is outside. What is the mean of the Sn is? We can calculate as n. So this is 1. So it means this option xn minus both are true, but we have to find the variances of the xn bar. So which is 1 by n square, variance of the Sn. So what is the variance of the Sn? This is n. So n by n square is 1 by n. Now which of the following is not true? Sorry, which is the following is not true? So this is not true. This is the right answer. And if you find this one, so it means xn minus 1 divided by 1 by root n. So this option is true, but we need not convergence. So that is a B and D are the right option for this particular problem. Look at the another one is there. So it is given to you that this sequence converges to the P, converges in probability, and you have to find this. That's a very simple. What is given to you that is this converges to the beta in terms of probability. So whenever this converges to the here, so what is that? This beta is nothing but my expected value of xi square. That's it. Because as per the definition of the weak law of the large number or convergence in probability, this converges to the expectation value of this. How you find the E of xi square? You can apply the definition of the variance. So what is the variance of the x? This is ex square minus ex whole square. So what is that? You have to need to find this. What is the variance is given to you 9. This you want to find. This is 5 square 25. So what is the answer of this is 34. So beta is nothing but my 34. Look at the another one. This is the more generalized one. So in this case you have to see in the mean is 5, but here this is the mu. Variance is sigma square. So again, what is the beta is nothing but my E of xi square. So what is the mean of the xi square? So it is nothing but my variance of x plus E of x whole square. So what is the variance of this is sigma square plus this is my mu square. And you can see this is for the each I. So when you substitute here, this is sigma square plus mu square. How many times? N times divided by n. So the right answer is again my B. So that's the same argument. Look at the another one is there. If xi follows here, so it means xn follows the binomial distribution with n and pn. Pn is nothing but my 1 by 4n. Which of the following condition is true as xn converges to here? So whenever xn converges to something, it means as n approaches infinity. So whenever n approaches infinity, then all of you know that binomial distribution will goes to the Poisson distribution. And whenever it goes to the Poisson distribution, the parameter lambda is nothing but my np. So what is the n in this case is n. What is the p is my 1 by 4n. So what is the answer of this is nothing but 1 by 4. So right answer is convergence in probability is the right answer. Look at the question number 6 are there. So you have the independent random variable. Which of the following is true? So that's again very simple. A random variable is given to you as this with the probability of here this I plus 1 with probability 0 with value 1 minus upon 2 raised to power I and 2 raised to power this of 1 upon 2I plus 1. So now can you find the mean of this? So this is probability, so this multiply this, that will be 0. So it means this option is cancel out. What is the variance of the x's? This is nothing but my e of x square minus 0 square. So what is the e of x square? This is 2 raised to power 2I upon here plus 0 square is 0, 2 raised to power 2I upon 1 2 of 2I plus 1. So what will happen? It will be half plus 0 plus half, that is a 1. So this option is 2. So this option is cancelled out. So weak law of the last number does not hold. That's also false, because once you know the variance of the each xi is 1, so what is the Bn? Variance of x1 plus variance of x2 plus variance of xn. Now they are given to you the independent. So what is the variance of x1 is 1 plus 1 and up to the 1. This is n. So therefore you can easily find that Bn upon n square goes to the 0 as n approaches infinity. So you can see weak law of the last number holds for this sequence. So this option also cancel out. So the right answer is A only. Again, what is given to you that xi's are the sequence of the random variables such that xn is either the minus n or the plus n are there, with probability is half and half. So the weak law of the last number hold is given to you. So what is the meaning of that? You can find the mean of the xn. So the mean will be 0. You can find the variance of the xn. So what is the variance of the xn is n raised to power 2 lambda upon 2 plus n raised to power 2 lambda upon 2 minus e of here. So what is that? This is nothing but, so therefore you can find the variance of this is, they are given to you, since the weak law of the last number hold, so you can write like here. So this is 1 raised to power this plus 2 raised to power this and so on plus n raised to power of here. So which is not how you can, that you can simply integrate them from say x raised to power of 2 here. So what will happen? This is nothing but this plus 1 upon here. So since it are working for the n, so I can write here as of this. Now in order to find whether weak law of the last number hold, means this will goes to the 0. So once you will Bn upon n square, what is the value of this? It is nothing but here. So when this will goes to the 0, this will goes to the 0 only when this part as n approaches infinity, when this part, that is 2 lambda minus 1, must be less than 0, because if it is positive then it will goes to the infinite. So it means lambda must be less than of the half are there. So this is the standard result. You may remember that value of lambda is only for the less than half. If next one is the normal distributions are there, so you can firstly find the variances of the xi's, because we need them. Xi's are given to you. So what is the variance of this quantity? So this you can see variance is my 0. You can see this is nothing but 1. This is 1 square, is variance of the each xi's are 0. Now you can find the Bn, variance of x1 up to the xn. How you can open that? This is variance of x1, variance of x2 plus variance of xn plus 2 times the covariance of x1, x2 plus 2 times the covariance of x1, x3 and so on. So what is the meaning of that? This variance is 0. Each of the xi's are 0. Now what is the difference between x1 and x2? If the difference is 1, then it will be the lambda. So it means this will be my lambda. Difference will be my 2, that will be 0 and so on. Similarly, somewhere term as covariance of x2, x3 and so on. So as that is a lambda are there. So that is a, how many times are there? First time lambda 1 time and so on. So I can write here as this plus this plus this and so on. So what is the meaning of that? So whenever this is here, so therefore Bn upon n square will be, how many times are there? 2n times upon n square. It will definitely goes to the 0 as n approaches infinity, provided this lambda must be a positive quantity. Why? Because Bn is my variance and variance can't be negative. So it means this lambda must be a positive quantity, so that is the right answer. Look at the another one is there. So again, what is given to you, that this is convergence in probability, say alpha, and your target is to find this value of alpha. That's again very simple. What is the value of the alpha? As per the definition is here. This is always converges to the mean of this. So how you write that? This is 1 by n is outside, mean of the Sn. What is the Sn is here. Now if this is the exponential distribution, what is the mean of the xi's? This is here. What is the variance of the exponential distribution is? Again, so you know that variance of the exponential distribution is 1 by a square. Mean is my 1 by a. So a is my parameter. Now how you find the E of the Sn? This is E, summation is outside, xi square. How you find the value of the E of xi square? You can use this variance value. So I can calculate from the variance. This is variance of xi plus E of xi square. So what is the answer of this? This will be my 1. This is my 1. So summation of this will be my 2 of n. So if you substitute here, it will be my 2. So the right answer is here. Look at the another one is there. Xi's are IAD. Normal distributions are given to you. So it means the mean of the xi's are my 0. Variance of xi's are my 4. And Sn is given to you as summation xi square divided by n. So you have to think about that. So that's again very simple. You can find firstly the mean of the Sn. 1 by n is outside, summation of E of xi square. So you can find from here what is the value of summation is E of xi square is, there is a variance plus mean whole square. So what is that? This is 4n. So 4n divided by n is 4. It means Sn will converge to the 4 in probability. Is it true? Yes. And look about the another one is the variance. So we can find the variance of the Sn. So what is the variance of the Sn are here. So from here 1 by n square is outside. You can find the variance of xi square. How you find the variance of the xi square? So I think all of you know that. What is the definition of the variance is? This is xi4 minus E of xi square here. Now what is the variance of the, so if x follows normal distribution with mean here, then all of you know that the mean of the x, you can see that 0. Variance of, or you can say E of x square is nothing but sigma square. E of x cube is my 0. Odd moments are always be 0. And x4 is nothing but my 3 sigma raised to power 4. So if you substitute here, so what will happen? This will be sigma square, and sigma square is sigma 4. So that's a 2 sigma 4. So variance is given to you as a 4. So what is a sigma 4? This is 16. So 16 to 32. So if you substitute here 32 times n upon n square, so that is a 32 by n. So you can see this option is also correct one. So this option is discard because root n is not be there. Sn does not converges to the 0 mean because it converges to the 4 mean. So the right answer is B and C. Another look at that, which of the following is false. So if xn converges to the x in probability, then k is my real number. That's a true statement because for any real number we can multiply, convergence will be there. If xn converges to the k in probability, xn square will also be true. That's true. If xn converges to the x in probability and g is a positive real function, then g of xn, what is the meaning of that? If this converges to this and this will converge to this only if g is my continuous function, but it is not be given as a continuous function. So this is my false statement. Also, if xn converges to the a in probability, then 1 by xn converges to the 1 by a. So if it is 1, then inverse will converge. So this is also the true statement, but we need the false statement. So the right answer is C. Another one is if xi's and the yi are the two sequence such that xn converges to the 4 in probability, yn converges to the 3 in probability, then which of the following is true? So their product xn yn will converges to the 12 in probability, so that is the false statement. If you divide them, yn upon, that's a 3 by 4, that's a true statement. Xn square, so what is the, as in the last question, xn square converges to the 16, yn square is converges to the 9, and if you multiply them, xn square into yn square is converges to the 144p, that's also the true statement. Does not, that's not true, because it is given that yn converges to the 3 in probability as n approaches infinity. So what is the meaning of the yn minus 1? It is also converges to the p as n minus 1. So this also converges, this also converges. So what is that? xn upon yn minus 1 will converges to the 4 by 3. That means this is a false statement. So right answer is B and C. Look at the another one is there. So which of the following is a true statement? So this is the almost sure convergence are there. So you can see what is the meaning of the n approaches infinity is limit n approaches infinity, xn converges to the x here. That's the meaning of these all lines are there. So what is the right answer of that? This is exactly 1 is the right answer. Remember that this is not with the if and only if. That's also the true statement, but this is not, this is only the if are there. That's why these options are discarded. So that's the right answer for this statement. If x is a sequence converges in the probability, so if this convergence in the probability say alpha, consider a sequence of the here which almost surely converges to the same limit. That's always true, because once is a convergence, the subsequence will also be the convergence. Okay, so which of the following is there? So you have to find this one. So your target is to find the mean of this, because whenever n approaches infinity, you're trying to convert into the z. So what is the mean of the Sn? So I can write here as the mean of the xi. So do you identify that which is the distribution here? Which distribution will work on, like say x3 e raised to power something are there? Which distribution will work on the polynomial and the exponential? That's a gamma distribution. That's true. That's a gamma distribution. So you can see, we all know that the mean and variances are here. I can write this term, can I write like this way, minus of 2x upon 3, but we need here as a n minus 1. So can I write this quantity as of 4 minus 1 e raised to power minus of 2x? So it means now I need here as the gamma of alpha. Alpha is my 4. Gamma of alpha is nothing but my 3 factorial. So 3 factorial, now this is 3. So what is the right answer of this? So if you compare this with the here, alpha is my 4, beta is my 2. So what is the mean of this will be my 2. So if you substitute here, each of the xi's are IAD, so it has the mean 2. So what is the total mean is 2n. So if you convert Sn by mean, what will happen? This is 0. So whatever the standard deviations are there, this is always be 0. What is the probability when z is less than 0? Always with a 0.5. You all know that whenever you convert to the z, this portion is a 0.5. Which of the following statement is a true or false? Okay, so this is the definition of the almost convergence. So you can see this is the definition of the almost convergence for the strong law of the large number. So that's a true statement. Which of the following distribution converges? So you can see once a fair coin is tossed one time. So which distribution will work when you perform the experiment only one time? That is a Bernoulli. And what is the distribution when you perform n is infinity? Which distribution will perform? That is a binomial. So you can see whenever n approaches infinity, this part will be my 0 when s is h and tail is there. So that's the only two variables are there. Which distribution will work on the 0 and 1 only? That's only the Bernoulli distribution. If xn converges to the x in distribution, yn converges to the c in probability, then the product of them will converges to which of them. So first of all, the product will converges to the Cx. So this option is discard, this option is discard. Now this is convergence in the distribution, this is convergence in the probability. So whether distribution or probability, you have to look about this relation. So look at that, convergence in probability, when it is a convergence in probability implies the convergence in the distribution. It means yn converges to C is in the probability. Xn but converse is not true. So what is the, which of the following are true? So these are cancel out. So this is the only possibility for here are there. Look at the last example are there. So which of the following is true? Again we will try to find convergence in probability. So we need to find the xi's are mean. So we can firstly define the xi's. When it is n, it is minus n, it is 0. When it is n, the probability is my 2n log n. Probability is minus n, it's again minus 2n log n, sorry, and 0 is my 1 minus of this. So can you find the mean of the xi's? So all of you know that what is the mean of this is xi into p of xi. So if you take as a multiply this, and this will be cancel out, and this will be a 0 here. So xi's has mean 0, and since they are all are same for all i's, so what is the meaning of that? This value has the mean 0, so it means 0. So xi's has the mean 0, sum of the xi's also has the mean 0, and if you take them here, so it means this converges to the 0 in probability is the right answer, and this converges to the 0 in probability is not the right answer. Almost here is not be there because it's a weak law of the large number will hold, so the right answer is only as a. So these are the way you can try to solve this weak law of the large numbers and convergence in the probability. We will see in our next class how we can solve the MCQ related to the center limit theorem. Till then, you can simply follow this link for finding the more updated videos. Best of luck students. Happy learning.